back to my channel. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I know from my last couple of videos I've been talking about my diagnoses and medical definition of those, but today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. So as you can see, I am being authentically me today. My makeup is not done, my hair is wet, I'm wearing sweats, and I did that for a reason, because I want to be as authentic and real with you guys as I possibly can. Because today's video is going to be a little bit heavier. I'm going to be talking about body image and what that means to me. So, trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about disordered eating and body image. I'll try and stay away from talking about numbers because I know that can be very triggering for people. So let's get started. Where do you even begin with body image? I feel like it's something that a lot of people struggle with. It is commonly just put on the fact that, oh, all teenage girls have body image issues, but that's not the case. It's, you know, it can be a lot of teenage girls. I feel like that's the stereotypical image when you think body image problems. But in reality, it's a lot of guys have it. People who are non-binary, you know, people who identify as different gender have it especially, and it can be from anyone of any age. You can be a 16-year-old girl suffering with body dysmorphia. You can be a 68-year-old man suffering with it. It is something that most people deal with. Most people have body image problems, and that's okay to acknowledge that it's a thing. But it's how we deal with that. So I just want to talk a little bit about my own journey with body image and where I'm at now. So I can start from the beginning. I've always had body image problems ever since I was a kid, and that's no one's fault. No one in particular gave me body image problems. It just comes down to society. So I've always been on the heavier side my entire life. I've always been overweight. Doctors have always been trying to get me to lose weight. They think, you know, that it would be healthier if I lost weight. I was actually pre-diabetic at one point in my life, which obviously is not healthy, but every single doctor said to me, well, you need to lose weight. And no one ever gave me a reason why I needed to lose weight. They just said, you need to lose weight, because they were comparing the numbers of the average, you know, weight at my age versus mine, and they said yours is higher, therefore you need to lose weight. Which is kind of a silly reason to say that you need to lose weight, that you're not the same as others, therefore we're trying to get you to be the same as others. And I think that that's what, you know, started triggering my need to not eat as much, or like that started kind of triggering my body image issues, was the fact that every single time I went to the doctor, they weighed me and they made me feel ashamed about my weight. And I was young. I was less than 10 years old, and they're making me feel ashamed about the way that I look, and the fact that, you know, that they're basically telling me at a young age, you need to change. Which I think is ridiculous that they would even do that. I mean, if I had a serious health concern going on, that they were like, okay, like obviously when I was pre-diabetic, they were like, okay, we do need to work on your weight. And that makes sense. That's a conversation that, you know, needs to be had. But when you're 6 years old and probably 10 pounds heavier than what you should be, maybe not a good idea to tell a 6-year-old you need to lose weight because you are too heavy. So I think that that's where it all started. But it kind of escalated from there. I just remember, I have a pure memory of me being probably in like 3rd or 4th grade, getting ready for school picture day, and going to Justice, and things not fitting. It was the day before picture day. I needed to get an outfit, and things were not fitting. And I just remember being in that dressing room, looking at myself in something, and just starting to just break down and cry. Because I didn't care about what I looked in there, but other people were telling me that I didn't look good in it. And that was just so detrimental to my own view of my body. So it was little things like that, like things not fitting correctly, or people's comments that things weren't fitting right, that's what kind of led to me to further examine my body and what led to the daily body checks. I would look in the mirror every single day at what I was wearing. I would look in the front, make sure I didn't look too big. Turn to the side, make sure I don't look pregnant. Or especially like once I get older, making sure that my stomach didn't go past my chest, because that became one of my big obsessors, was the fact that my stomach could not go past my chest. And it was just little things that people would say here and there that led to my body checking. Like when someone did say to me, oh, your stomach doesn't go past your chest today, like you look really good. So from there, it became a rule that I could not have my stomach go past my chest. Or I had someone else say to me, a good way to tell if you're thin or not is if your hand wraps around your wrist like this. What a dumb thing to worry about if your hand wraps around your wrist. But now it has become a permanent part of my routine to do that. And I'm still trying to break it. I'm still trying not to do that. And I definitely do it a lot less than I used to. But it is still something that I do because that was something that someone said to me at one point in my life. And that was really, really detrimental to my body image. So at the age of probably around like 12 or something like that, my doctor put me on Weight Watchers. And I used to think I was the only one that went through this, and thanks to the wonderful world of TikTok, I have discovered that I am not the only one who went through this. So if you're thinking, how does a 12-year-old get on Weight Watchers? It's simple. You get your pediatrician to write a note to Weight Watchers saying, this child is overweight and needs to lose X amount of pounds. And Weight Watchers goes, okay, we'll have them come. I used to go in the meetings with my mom, and I'd get weighed in front of literally everyone. Like, they don't weigh you in a private room. They don't, take you aside. They don't have something where they only see your weight and then they write it down. No, your weight pops up. And that was terrifying for me. I used to hate going to those meetings because I know if I didn't lose weight, I would feel ashamed. Not just by myself, but by everyone else there. And I mean, like, Weight Watchers works for some people. I personally don't think it's a good idea to go on it. I personally think that it can fuel disordered eating. I think that any diet, any fad diet, Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Atkins, Weight Watchers, I think that they're all really bad for body image and disordered eating. I think they can all fuel it. And especially now, MyFitnessPal, that is like the hallmark of eating disorders is MyFitnessPal. If you are on it, please delete it from your phone. Please just get rid of it. It is not going to help you lose weight. It is just going to fuel an eating disorder. So yeah, and I've done all of that. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done MyFitnessPal. I've tried everything to lose weight, and I was not losing the weight. And I equated my self-worth with the number on the scale, with my pant size. And I still do. I still do at points. Because it's something that I'm working on getting rid of, and I'm going to be very transparent. I still have a really negative body image. I lost a lot of weight because of my illness, and I still look in the mirror and I still see a fat girl. And I don't know if that will ever go away. I'm hoping it does, but I don't know if it will. And I'm okay with that right now. I'm accepting the fact that I might not have the best body image, and that's okay. That's something that I'm working on. I want to improve it. And that's why I'll be very open and honest, I go to therapy for it. And I'm so grateful for that. And I see a nutritionist, not only for, for my health issues, but also just because of that body image underlying, the eating disorder stuff and all that, because I still have body dysmorphia. I look in the mirror and I always say, like, oh, well, this is fat, this is fat, this is fat. And my roommates really look at me and they're like, no, it's not, Sydney. Like, you're fine. Like, you are actually getting close to underweight. And that's one of the hard things for me, is that I always told myself my entire life, once you get down to this weight, you will be okay. All your problems are going to be gone. Guess what? I got down to that weight, and guess what I have? More problems. So That is not the case. It will not happen like that. The only way that you are going to be truly happy with your weight is if you start looking in the mirror and saying, I am beautiful, and you throw that scale away. I mean, if I could throw my scale away, I would. I personally have to weigh myself just for my own health reasons, just to make sure that I'm not losing a significant amount of weight. I have to monitor it once I'm on a feeding tube. But if you have a scale, throw it away. Look in your mirror and just write all the things that you see about yourself that you like, whether that be physical or internal things. Like, if you think you have a pretty smile, write that down. Write that on your mirror. And if you can't do that yet, or if you can only write one thing, if you don't have a whole comprehensive list on your mirror, that's okay, because it's gonna build. That's what I used to do. I used to literally write on a Post-it note one thing that I liked about myself every single day and put it up. So that every single time I looked in the mirror and I started feeling down about myself, started body checking, I could look and be like, well, at least I like that about myself. And it's not easy to do. I've had people ask me before, what do you like about yourself? And I go, nothing. Like, who likes anything about themselves? And then I realized that that's not normal. That's not normal to, you know, and that's not okay to look in the mirror and be like, oh, I don't like anything about myself. Oh. But it's definitely something that I'm working on, and I encourage all of you to work on body image. Yeah, it's gonna take time for me and maybe for you, and if you're suffering right now from an eating disorder, or if you're even questioning if you have an eating disorder, I will link below resources for you, because I think it's so important to stop that in its tracks and go get help for it. I know sometimes it's hard. You're attached to it. You don't want to stop, especially if you are losing weight and you are seeing results from it, and you don't want to stop. It is so important to stop, because you do not want to get to the point where it's going to affect your health significantly. So, I mean, on this channel, I'm going to be very open about my body image. It's something that I'm going to be working on. I'm on the journey right now to body acceptance and self-love. I don't really like using the word body positivity, because it goes back to the whole thing that's like, oh, like, even if you are this weight, you are still beautiful. Let's get rid of the even of. We have body acceptance. We accept all bodies for what they are, because all bodies are beautiful, and I'm trying to tell myself that every single day, that my body is beautiful. Everyone else's body is beautiful. Your body does not equate to your self-worth. And that's something that we're going to be working on this channel and on my Instagram at ChronicallySydney, shameless plug. But yeah, definitely it's going to be a journey, and I'm glad that I have all of you around watching it as I go through this. So yeah, that's all that I have today, but I will continue to make videos on this, and thank you just for being here, even with myself looking like this. I didn't care today. I was just like, they're gonna have to accept me for who I am, like how I need to accept myself for who I am. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, go to my Instagram at ChronicallySydney, go to my TikTok at SydneyEds, and yeah, just always feel free to reach out to me. My DMs are always open, and a lot of you have been reaching out to me, and I'm really grateful for that. Let's continue to support each other, so let's stay happy, stay positive, and keep smiling.